Kushavanti. We already seen this introduction, the summary of the story, and we already started our story also in our last video. Now, we are going ahead about the story of my grandmother. Again, I repeat that it is a psychological nature, depend on grandparents and grandchildren's relation. How was the relation between the grandparents and grandchildren? Which kind of conflict is that? And which kind of intimacy is also there? Parents look after their children, but the grandparents looked after their children more. There is an idiom in Gujarati that વ્યાજનું વ્યાજ છે, મૂડી કરતા વ્યાજ વધારે મહત્વનું છે. It is shaped like that. It means for the grandparents, children are most important. They are the toy of the house. They play with them. Again, their child will come when the grandchildren come into the house. Here, the grandmother of Kushavanti look after his grandchild. She wake up early. She wants to teach the moral value, and that's why she is not giving sermons to him. In fact, she saying the prayers loudly, just because that his grandchildren can remind it, he can learn it, the moral value, the culture of our society. She gets ready to him, go with him to the school, and come back. In the way also she taught him a lesson. The lesson to look after the creature around us. She gave chapatis to a dog. What is the meaning of that? To give chapatis to dog? She can give it alone, but she gave it to present of Kushavanti because she want to explain him that if I do like that, then you have to do like that in your future. You have to look after the creature around you. The animals, the birds are also dependent on us, so we have to care about them also. Indirectly, she wants to teach them. And that's why she gave chapatis in the middle of the day to the dogs when Kushavanti was. Let's go ahead in the relation. My grandmother always went to school with me because the school was attached to the temple. The priest taught us the alphabet and the morning prayer. Why? The children sat in the roadside of the veranda, singing the alphabet or the prayer in a chorus. Chorus means in a group. They sing the prayer in a group. My grandmother sat inside, reading the scriptures. When we had both finished, we would walk back together. This time, the village dogs would meet us at the temple door. They followed us to our home, growling and fighting with each other for the chapatis, and we threw to them. Till that, we show in our last video. When my parents were comfortably settled in the city, when they went to Kushavanti's parents, they are settled in the city, they buy home, they can live easily there. They sent for us. They called us actually. They sent a letter that you, grandmother and your grandchild, come to the city and live with us. That was a turning point. What was a turning point? Turning point means mattered. It was a turning point of my life. So, the parents, the grandparents and the child know that it was the turning point of their life. After that, their life will be changed. In our friendship, although we shared the same room, we lived in the same room, my grandmother no longer come to school with me because in a city you know that the school are put in a narrower area. And that's why the grandmother cannot drop the grandchild to the school. There were no dogs in the street, and she took feeding sparrows in the courtyard of our city house. There were no dogs in the street, so she cannot feed up camels. In a city, that is not possible that the cattle are on the cattle can be shown on the street. So, she took to feeding sparrows. She was not disappointed at that time. When we are not getting our things in our hand, we are getting disappointed or upset. But the grandmother was not disappointed at that time. She found an option. In place of feeding the dogs, she gave food to the birds. As the year rolled by the ship, so less of each other. The years passed. For some time, she continued to wake me up and get me ready for school. At the first time, when they went there at the city, in the very first time, she getting me up in the morning, she get ready to me in the morning. When I went, she would ask me what the teacher had taught me. When I come from the school, she also asked me the question that which kind of things I would learn at the school. I would tell her English words, a little things of Western science and learning, which kind the law of gravity, Arminian's principle, the world being round, extra. Whatever he learned at the school, he told to his grandmother. But which kind of things he learned here at the village school? Actually, there is a comparison that. Village school and city school. What he learned at the village school? In a village school, he learned the alphabet and the prayer. Here, there is no prayer, no alphabet. English words, science, and the sentence goes outside the social science, like the world is round, world being round. So, SST means social science and technology. That kind means the principle of Archimedes. That kind of subject he learned at the school. In a village school, that kind of subjects are not there. Prayers and alphabets and the moral values are there. But in a city school, he learned the new subjects. This made her happy. And because of this subject, because they all are English subjects, so her grandmother don't like it. Because at the heart of somewhere, she felt that if we learn that kind of subject, we will not learn our moral value, our culture, our religion. She would not help me with my lesson. She didn't know anything about these subjects, so she didn't help me also in my lesson. She did not believe in the thing they taught at English school and would distract that there was no teaching about God and scriptures. She was worried that in an English school there is no subject of our God, our religions, our scriptures. So she was worried about that. Village school, that kind of subjects are taught to the students. In a city school, that kind of subjects or moral subjects about the religion that are not taught to the students. So she was worried about that. One day, I announced that we were being given a music lecture. New theme of art was added in her subject. She was disturbed. She didn't like that. To her, music had good association. Music is for the religious only. She was believing in that. And that's why she didn't like that if he learned the Western music. She was very disturbed. To her, music had built the association. It was the monopoly of harlots and beggars. She felt that the beggars and the very cheap person are singing or playing the instruments, forgetting the bed, forgetting the eye. And that's why she didn't like that our grandchildren teach that kind of musical instrument. Here this ornithologist kind of mind, we can see that. How orthodox she was, we can get to know by this sentence. That she didn't like the musical instrument because she believed that the musical instruments are only played by the beggars and the very low class person. And not meant for the gentle folk. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. She rarely talked to me after that. When he announced that there was a music class in my school, she was not talk with me more after that. She didn't tell me anything that you don't have to learn that. I want to explain this something. She didn't like music. That shows us that she was an orthodox person. But she was broad-minded as well. How? As she did not speak anything to his grandchildren. Like you didn't have to learn that, no need to learn that. That kind of purpose also not taken by her at that time. So she was orthodox as well as she was broad-minded person. When I went up to the university, I was given a room of mine. It means till that the grandmother and the servant stayed in a one room only. But when he was in the college, the separate room was given by the parents to the servant. The common link of friendship was snapped. Till there was a little conversation between them, but now the separate room. So the little conversation was there also stopped with that. My grandmother accepted her situation and with resignation. She accepted the new changes and she didn't speak a single word at that time also. She rarely left her sleeping pill to talk to anyone. Now, she was on the wheelchair and she did not come out from the room of her. From sunrise to sunset, she sat by her bedside and recited prayers. She was imprisoned herself in her room. She was sitting on the wheelchair and from sunrise means morning to sunset means evening, she did only the prayer to God. Only in the afternoon she relaxed for a while to feed the sparrow. In a noon time, the sparrows are common and she gives food to them. It was the most relaxing time to her. Otherwise, she was going into the infinity complex, she was talking with herself only and she did the rosary prayers only, nothing else. But the afternoon time when the sparrows are there, it was the most relaxing time for her. Only in the afternoon, while she sat in the veranda, breaking the bread into little bits, hundreds of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chipmunks. A veritable bedlam of chipmunks means revolver noise, confusion and jumps. While hundreds of little birds collected round her, little birds come to know that the old woman giving us food. So they come into their mind. It is a biological time, biological clock of the animal and the birds, you know that. They come, if you give a bread or a chapati to a cow, they are coming daily to that time. You need not to take for that come at 4 o'clock, come at 6 o'clock. It's a biological time that they do that. So birds are coming to the old lady to get a food at the noon time, hundred of birds, and they are chirping at that time, they are making noise at that time. Some came and perched on her legs. They are not afraid to her because it was a habit of them that she will not harm to us. So they are sitting on the leg of the old woman also. Others are on her shoulders. Some even sat on her head. She smiled, but never shook them away. She smiled, but did not do that, go away, or fly to them. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. We can say that in only half hour she can live a life, otherwise she can breathe in only. Go ahead about the lecture. When I decided to go abroad for the further studies, abroad it means foreign country, I was sure my grandmother would be upset because only her grandchildren with whom she can talk a little. Now he also went to the another country, so she will be upset there. I would be away for 5 years, and at her age, one could never tell. But my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. Everybody of the family are going to be sentimental, feeling emotions are choked with voice. But my grandmother was not being sentimental at that time. So here we also shows that she was a broad-minded lady. She came to live at the railway station, but did not talk or show any emotion. What is going in your mind, we cannot find out when she dropped into the railway station. Her lips moved in prayer. Her mind was lost in prayer. Her fingers were easy, telling the beats of her rosary. It means rosary's prayer are also continued at that time. Silently she kissed my forehead. It means she showed her love to his grandchild. At that time when she silently kissed her forehead. And when I left, I cherished the most imprint as perhaps at the last sign of physical contact between us. At that time, when the writer left the railway station, he was afraid that the physical contact between us was the maybe last time, because her age is over. After 5 years, I will be returned. So maybe she was not alive when I come back or return. So the writer was sentimental at that time, but the lady was not. But that was not so. That kind of things are not going in India. After 5 years, I come back home and I was met by her at the station. She did not look a day older. She was the same as I saw him at the village. As I saw him when I was a child. She was looking same. She still had no time for words. She was not speaking anything at that time. And while she placed me in her arms, she embraced, she hugged him. I could hear her reciting prayers. It means at that time she also did the prayer. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrow, whom she fed longer, and the previous divorce. What is previous divorce? Sparrow in vain. It means at that time, she effortlessly fly away the sparrows. In the evening, a change came over at the noontime when she gave food to the sparrows. It was a normal thing. But at the evening time, when we can see some kind of changes in her body, she did not pray. And the very first time we saw her without praying in the evening time also. She collected the woman of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. Very different kind of behavior we see at that evening. She called the neighborhood woman. They all are doing bhajan, like a bhajan mandali. For several hours, she thumped the shedding skin of deflected drum. Refer to old wheat, red circles or old steel. And sang the homecoming of warriors. She sang the homecoming warrior song. We had to pursue her to stop avoid overstrength. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. The next morning, she was taken in. It was mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. The fever will be gone. But my grandmother thought differently. She told us that her end was near. She already told that I will be gone in this day. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, and she omitted to pray. At the last hours of her death, she also did praying at that time. She was not going to waste any more time talking with us. If we are there in place of her, we are demanding that I want that, I want that, I want to do that, I want to need that. But she was not wasting her time and she just prayed at that time. We protested, but she ignored our protest. She lay peacefully in bed. We want to talk with him, but she doesn't talk with us. Even before we could suspect, her lips stopped moving and rosary fell from her lifeless finger. How was the hand of the old lady? Rosary fell down from her hand and the praying stopped. A peaceful pallor spread on her face and we knew she was dead. There was a peaceful silence we can see on her face and it was the last scene of her life. We lifted her of the bed as it is customary, rewaj, ritual, laid her on the ground and covered her with a red straw. After a few hours of mourning, we left her alone to make arrangement for her funeral. Funeral it means it is called in Gujarati Antim Kriya. In the evening, we went to her room with a broad stretcher to take her to be cremated. The sun was setting and had made her room veranda with a blaze of golden light. The nature also accompanied her, we can say like that. We stopped halfway in the courtyard, all over the veranda and in her room, right up where she lay, dead and she wrapped in the red straw. Thousands of sparrows had scattered on the floor. Many sparrows are coming her to farewell. There was no chirping, but they are silent on that day. We felt sorry for the birds, and my mother fetched some bread to them. She brought into the little crowds the way my grandmother used to. My mother gave them food as my grandmother used to. But the sparrows took no notice of bread also. When they carried my grandmother's crops, they flew away quietly. Next morning, the sweepers packed the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. It was the end of the lady. Till her last breath, she just did prayers. So, psychology shows us that she was the orthodox person as well as she was the broad-minded person because she did not show to her child that don't do the music, don't learn the English languages. She even allowed him to go abroad for the studies as well as she want to teach him some customs of culture and some rituals of our India, and that's why she did also that. How? By her acting, by her daily routine. She taught her grandchild about the rituals, customs. We can see that how the customs are automatically come into the family members. When her dad was there, her mother gave some food to the sparrows also. It was automatically customs that was taken by the family members. So, at the last, psychological relation and the relation between the grandchild and grandmother. It was a very nice relation that was described by Saman Singh, and Indian writers also felt proud that some Indian writers write psychological lessons. Have a nice day.